Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
The Daily Compliance News for November 29, 2023, the Sweden versus Tesla edition. And we begin with that story from the Financial Times, as the Tesla's refusal to sign a collective bargaining agreement undermines long-term future of the Swedish economic model that has underpinned decades of economic success in the country, according to the union leader taking on Elon Musk. Maria Nielsen, the head of the IF Metal Union behind the strike against Tesla, told the Financial Times that the Swedish economic model at the heart of the country's prosperity was in danger. And so, if it's an existential threat against Sweden, who do you think is going to win? Well, I'm not betting on Tesla. Maybe Elon can't Twitter his way out of this one. Next up, first of 2 stories from Reuters. This one is the ex-chief of Rosneft says he owns seized yacht and is going to fight U.S. forfeiture. The former chief executive of the state oil company claimed ownership of the $300 million yacht seized by U.S. authorities last year. I won't even begin to try to pronounce this guy's name, but he's going to challenge the DOJ's push to take permanent ownership of the yacht. So, imbroglio over imbroglio over imbroglio over yachts and economic sanctions. Our second story from Reuters is the European Commission's vice president praised Ukraine's fight against corruption, but said additional efforts were needed. The Commission represented that the EU start formal accession talks once Ukraine satisfies several remaining conditions, including strengthening anti-corruption efforts. Vice President Zhuravnova compared current efforts with the way the situation was back in 2017 and said that progress indeed has been made, but more work needs to be done. And our final story comes to us from the Wall Street Journal, not Risk and Compliance Journal, but the CIO Journal, which headlines from Berlin that OpenAI rivals are moving to exploit the leadership turmoil at the company. So when you start thinking about good corporate governance, obviously you focus on the corporation itself, but here you've got to focus on how your rivals might exploit poor corporate governance. And boy, we had that with OpenAI. And the attempted coup of Sam Altman.
The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.